Your mind doesn't stop. Even when everything is quiet, the noise just keeps playing. And there is no silence. It keeps going, again and again, like a loop you can't break, even when you try. One thought leads to another, a million paths crossing at once, and you're lost in the crowd. And it never ends. The spiral pulls you inward, further and further down. You try to calm it, to push the static away, but the air is still thick. But it keeps coming back, like a ripple that won't settle, no matter how you wait. You don't know where to focus. Everything is moving too fast, and nothing stays still. Everything feels important, like a puzzle with missing pieces that you have to find. And nothing feels clear. The fog is heavy today, and the horizon is gone. Your mind keeps searching, looking for a safe place to land, but the ground keeps moving, searching for answers, asking the same questions into the empty room, trying to fix everything, mending things that aren't broken, just to feel useful, trying to understand everything, solving problems that haven't happened before the sun even sets, trying to control everything, holding the world in your hands and fearing it will fall. And it's exhausting, a heart that is tired of the noise and ready for the quiet. You think about everything, every detail, every single possibility, and the noise never ends. Every detail matters, looking at it again and again, searching for the flaw. Every possibility plays out, turning over in your mind, with no place to land. Every outcome is a weight, pulling at your focus until the path is lost. Even things that haven't happened, ghosts of the future, and it never stops. You replay every conversation, hearing the words repeat, searching for what went wrong. You imagine scenarios, building maps of maybes that only lead to fear. You try to prepare for the storm ahead, but their air is still. To avoid every mistake, you walk so carefully, but the ground remains shaky. To feel safe, you keep your hands tight, but the peace never comes. But it never feels enough. You are always searching for a solid place to stand. Your mind keeps going, running a race with no end until you are out of breath. Even when you're tired, the noise stays loud, and the room is never quiet. Even when you want to stop, the static keeps playing, and you can't look away. You can't turn it off. The switch is broken, and the world is always bright. And it drains you, pulling the spirit from your days and the life from your sleep. Mentally exhausted, carrying a mountain of thoughts that you can't put down. Emotionally drained, feeling the heart grow heavy under the silent pressure. Spiritually stuck, wondering where the peace went in the middle of the noise. You feel trapped in it, caught in a net of your own, and you're ready for rest. But here's what you don't see, a hidden reason behind the noise that keeps you trapped. This isn't just thinking, it's deeper than just busy thoughts. It is something more. It's a need for control, a way to feel in charge when life feels too big. Your mind wants to control everything, every detail and every moment, to keep you safe. You worry about every outcome, mapping out every possible end, just in case. You analyze every possibility, hunting for every hidden danger before it arrives. You fear every uncertainty. The gaps in what you know feel like a threat. Uncertainty feels unsafe, like walking in the dark without a single light. So your mind tries to fix it, working overtime to solve it with logic alone. By thinking more, adding layer upon layer of empty answers, and even more until your head is too loud and you can't hear yourself. But that only creates pressure, a weight that keeps building behind your eyes. It creates noise, not peace, leaving you further from rest than when you started. That's why you feel stuck, unable to move forward, in the heavy static. You're trapped inside your own thoughts, in a prison of your own making, waiting for a key. But here's what changes everything: a quiet shift, starting in the heart. You don't need to solve everything. Let the questions simply be. You don't need all the answers, even when the room is loud. You don't need to control outcomes. The world is safe without you. You were never meant to carry that. It is far too heavy. Your mind is simply overworking, trying to protect what you love, just to feel a bit safer in a world that feels uncertain. But control doesn't bring peace. It only creates more noise. Control only creates more pressure, like a spring wound, too tight. Peace comes to you differently, like a gentle morning, breaking through. Peace doesn't come from control. It is not a prize you can win. Peace comes from deep release, letting the light guide your way. Letting go is never weakness. It is the bravest thing you'll do. Letting go is simply trust, leaning on strength beyond your own. This is what real trust feels like: a quiet confidence in the dark, not knowing everything and being perfectly okay with the mystery. Be okay with the unknown. Rest in the questions for today. That is where the shift begins, a quiet turning toward the light. That choice changes everything, resetting the rhythm of your life. Find a new stillness now, deep and quiet, inside your mind. Stop trying to fix everything. Let the worry go and just be here. Stop chasing every thought. Let the noise fade and find your breath. Just let it pass, like clouds in the sky, moving slowly away. Just let it go, opening your hands to the quiet air. It doesn't have to be perfect, just for right now. Let it rest. Just be honest, laying it all down, without any masks. You don't have to hold it all. You were never meant to carry the world. Let go of every fear, every dark shadow that follows you. Let go of every outcome and every plan you made alone. Every single what if, let them drift into the distance. Finally release it, breathing deeply and finding your center. Just give it up, handing it over to the light. Peace isn't control. It is found when you stop fighting. Peace comes through trust in a love that never fails. This is real surrender, falling into the safety of grace. This is where peace starts, in the moment you let go. It's not in your mind. It is deeper than any thought. It exists beyond it, in the quiet of your soul. You feel lighter now. The burden is gone, and you can fly. Not because life changed, but because you chose to rest. It's because you changed and found a new way to see. You stopped holding on to the things you couldn't fix. You started trusting in the hands that hold it all. That is the release, the opening of a new door. That is what frees you. Welcome to the calm. Now it feels different. The noise has faded, and you can finally hear. It is not loud. It is quiet and soft, like a gentle morning light. But it is real, a steady glow within you that doesn't go away. Your mind slows down, the race is over, and you are standing still. It is not forced. You aren't trying anymore. You are just being. Just naturally finding a new rhythm you thought you lost because you stopped fighting, letting the struggle fall and finding your breath. You stopped controlling, opening your hands and letting the light in. And something shifted, a deep turning toward a new day. Inside you, a new clarity is beginning to grow. You feel peace. It is steady now, and it is real. Even if it is quiet, it is strong, and it is here. Even if it is slow, the change is happening in the quiet spaces. It is there, a constant presence, holding your heart. You are healing, mending the broken parts with soft grace. Little by little, the fragments are becoming whole. Step by step, walking forward into the light. It is not forced, a simple breath in a wide room. But it is real, a light that actually stays. You are changing, rising up from the heavy dust. From within, where truth was always waiting. That is healing, an open door to the wide sky. That is growth, reaching out for the sun. That is trust, leaning in to being loved. That is peace, welcome home to your soul. And slowly, the space begins to open. The world slows down, and you find your breath again. Everything becomes quiet. The noise finally fades, leaving only a deep stillness that you can trust. Not empty. It is full of a new light, a soft warmth that doesn't ask for anything, but peaceful, like a resting heart and a mind that finally found its home. Your mind is still there, but the river is calm. The thoughts just drift like clouds in a wide sky. But it's not controlling you. You are safe now in this quiet room where you are finally free. You're not chasing thoughts or looking for answers. You are just watching from a safe distance. You're observing them, letting the static pass by without needing to fix a single thing. Letting them pass like whispers in the wind they no longer have a place to land inside. Without holding, you are simply here with a clear heart and a steady soul. You feel supported by a light you can finally see, standing right beside you in the stillness. Even in silence, you are not alone anymore. There is a quiet grace that speaks to you. You feel grounded, firm on solid soil. The shaking has stopped, and the air is clear. Not overwhelmed, the weight has been lifted, and the horizon is finally bright. You feel peace, a deep and honest rest that doesn't need words to be real. Real peace, the kind that stays with you when the world gets loud and the night is long. Not forced, just a natural breath, opening your heart to the light. Not temporary, this clarity is here to stay, guarding your mind with a quiet strength, but real, a foundation that will hold through every question and every storm. And steady, welcome to the quiet, welcome home to your peace. You were never meant to control everything, so let it go now. That's why it felt heavy, a burden you weren't meant to hold. That's why it never stopped, circling in your mind, looking for rest. Overthinking isn't the problem. It is only a symptom of fear. Control is the wall you built to stay safe. And now you see it clearly for the first time in the light. You finally release it, letting the weight fall to the ground. You simply trust, leaning into the arms that never let go. And you feel peace moving toward the presence of true rest. Finally, the noise is gone and you are home.